the situation with Monique.
So we all know Monique, the I would say among like female comedians. I would say she is definitely, if we're talking about titans, right? I would put her up in that space, right?
Sure.
She's paved the way for a lot of female comedians throughout film, TV, stand up. She, 100% deserves the accolades, right?
Sure.
But let's rewind a little bit, right? Let's go back like a year or two, right? Monique and Netflix, they were in discussion for her to do a stand-up special on Netflix. Monique felt as though she was not being compensated or offering the type of compensation that was. Yeah, I had a tough time with that word.
Yeah. I mean, I was just gonna roll by it, but I was
no,
like,
even I knew.
acknowledge it.
Even I knew. She was not being offered the type of compensation that was the equivalent to her other female counterparts. Definitely much less than the male counterparts, to the liking of Dave Chappelle and Kevin Hart and Chris Rock, and obviously and those are just some of the actors. Even Jeff Segura and Bill Burr and those guys.
I wouldn't say that because we don't know their numbers. We know Chappelle's numbers. We know Rock's numbers.
Because those are the big ones. But like Bill Burr has...
No. He got a special from Netflix. We don't know how much he made from
more than
Netflix.
Monique.
But the reason why I'm highlighting...
I don't have the hard numbers here.
Listen, the reason why I'm highlighting this is because that's something that we don't know. And so that's why I'm focusing on that. Yeah, sure.
Again, this has been going on for a while. I've read like a few different stories about this, right? So what was happening with Monique is like, so she was very upset, again, at her female counterparts and her male counterparts. We know Chappelle's numbers. We know Chris Rock's numbers. We know Kevin Hart's numbers, right?
We know some of the female numbers, more specifically Amy Schumer.
Right? A part of this as well is like, even though we know those big guys, she was even receiving less than the smaller name male comedians.
We don't know
the hard numbers, but because it's there's a lot of protected information here. But a big part of it was that she was receiving an offer that was less than a lot of the male counterparts, which are smaller names than her.
She received a lot less than I think she thought she, like, in terms of how she perceived herself, or maybe even how some others would perceive her. Like, I would perceive her more than she was offered. I believe it was quoted that she was initially offered $500,000 from Netflix for a special. Which I would perceive her to be way more than that. $500,000 if you're going to offer somebody. But let me run down what we're talking about here. Okay, so it just came out recently that Monique has been offered, or not offered, she's been given a special from Showtime, which is called Monique and Friends, from Atlanta, which is due to be out February 7th at 10 p.m. on Showtime. And this is her first stand-up special, specific, and I think she had the Monique Show, which was I believe at the end of the 2000s, and this is the first actual stand-up special since I Coulda Been Your Cellmate, which was back in 2007. And so this particular there was a particular article that was put out by The Root that I kind of want to speak to, that speaks to everything that I kind of want to talk about, which is in the article and this is quoting the article, this is proving that talent is undeniable. The new Showtime look should be able to quell the talk that social media savvy celebrity is blackballed or doesn't have an audience interested in seeing her in a stand-up special. So that's a quote from the Roots article. In which case, and let me even say even more of what the Root says. The Root says Netflix reportedly offered or paid Rock, Chappelle, DeGeneres, and Gervais 40 times more per show than it offered Monique, and it offered Schumer 26 times more per show than Monique. The lawsuit and Monique ended up suing Netflix because of what she deemed to be racial as well as gender discrimination.
Yeah, and update on that. Netflix recently filed to have this case dismissed. So it's still ongoing. Netflix filed for the dismissal. We'll see what happens with that.
Yeah, and to speak directly to that, the lawsuit states, in short, Netflix offered to Monique the offer that Netflix offered to Monique perpetuates the drastic wage gap forced upon Black women in the American workforce. That's per CBS News. So we're revisiting this issue, which it was like a year ago or a year and a half ago that we talked about.
Yeah.
Right. So I have some definite feelings about this, and they revolve around, we were looking, okay, if you're Monique, right? And I can't remember exactly what we said about this. I didn't go back to the actual podcast that we did on this to see exactly what we said. But I would imagine it was somewhere around, if you're Monique, you have to prove that you can bring people out. So, for instance, Amy Schumer is touring. She's doing all these shows. She's I personally don't believe Amy Schumer's worth 13 or 11 million, whatever she made from Netflix, right? I don't believe that. But if she's putting asses in seats, Netflix got to look at the metrics like, I mean, the numbers speak to me, so fuck it,
If I had a chance or a choice to go to an Amy Schumer show or a Monique show,
I definitely go to a Monique show.
I'm going to Monique
100%.
show.
But that's just me. But I'm not blind, and I can't, not see that Amy Schumer's
the bigger comedian
right now.
Yeah.
We're not talking about early 2000s. We're talking about right now who's the bigger comedian.
Because Amy Schumer has like the movies as well. She has the endorsements. She's a bigger celebrity.
I wouldn't even say that she's the bigger celebrity. So
she's put out more movies. She's got more commercial endorsements. She's the bigger celebrity
right now. But what I would actually point to is that, okay, then put Amy Schumer in comparison to Chris Rock, to a Dave Chappelle, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's just conventional wisdom. You're not a
that sound effect that you just made set it off. You made a sound effect that isn't even like a real sound. It was definitely not like word. It was just
come on.
It was just a sound that summed it up. We're not comparing apples to apples here.
No. Yeah. Come on, because it's Chappelle. It's Rock. Yeah. They're up here. Amy Schumer is, I don't even know where she is on that totem pole.
Doesn't belong on that totem pole.
Exactly. But, okay, fair enough. We're talking about Monique here.
Yeah.
Okay, Monique still belongs on there. But Monique's big thing was for African-American women, they get treated differently than anybody else. Okay. Here's to her credit. Here's where, I don't remember exactly what we said in opposition to her, but what I am going to say is, okay, I'll try to give you some middle ground here. Maybe I'll try to meet her in the middle where I think she's at, or not necessarily where I think she's at, but where I think I can meet her at. Okay. So Tiffany Haddish, who is essentially the sort of African-American Black, comedic, a comedian woman, and I don't know, comedic actress, whatever you want to say. She received a rumored, and again, I'll stress a rumored $800,000 from Netflix for her special, and I think it was called Black Bar Mitzvah, Bar Mitzvah, or whatever it was called, or Mitzvah.
Black Mitzvah.
What's the? It's a bar mitzvah for a dude, I guess, and Mott Fitz. I don't know.
I thought there was the same shit.
No, they're two different things.
Yeah, I thought as long as you were Jewish, you get one.
No, they're two different things. So, and the only reason why, and it was only one source that I was able to actually see that was quoted, that the $800,000 figure. But the reason why I kind of give it credence is because Ida Rodriguez, who, shout out to Ida Rodriguez, she's a frequenter on the Young Turks, which I love the Young Turks. She's a frequenter on there. She backed it up. She didn't back up that exact figure, but she did back up the fact that Tiffany Haddish didn't get remotely as close as any of the the bigger sort of quote unquote stars of comedy. So she received, according to Ida Rodriguez, she received a fraction of what they received. So I'm giving some credence to that.
And just to paint the picture here, Dave Chappelle got what, 40 million?
Dave Chappelle, I think it was quoted. I think it was 40 million, and then Rock 20 million, and then Schumer like 11 or 13.
Eddie Murphy.
I don't know what. I don't know.
I think the rumor's 70.
Is that true?
Yeah.
Well, I guess if you want to bring him out of retirement, you're like, fuck it.
Yeah,
throw the bag at him.
He doesn't need the money.
Yeah,
you gotta throw a whole bag at Eddie, right? Especially with like all the stuff he has going on. But when you look at 20 million, 40 million, 70 million compared to 800,000 that Tiffany Haddish got, being like the it girl in comedy right now.
No, you're definitely. So that's where I'm saying I'll meet Monique in the middle, where I'm like, that's insane. Yeah. If that's the case, if you offered Tiffany Haddish 800,000 for a fucking stand-up special and you're Netflix, fuck you. Like, you're a piece of shit.
So if Tiffany gets 8, I'm Monique, just because of the work that she's done prior. Like, she paved the way, right? So you get a little bit of legacy money.
No. So here's
in my opinion,
here's where the mistake is. Here's where the mistake is that thinking that they're doing it based off of, oh, we owe you this much.
Yeah.
No. They're doing it based off of what you can do now. The reason why they offered Rock that much, or why they offered Chappelle that much, is because they knew that's what they can do now.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's not based off of nostalgia.
Then you throw Eddie Murphy in there, right? Eddie Murphy.
Oh, no. Yeah. I'm looking for an Eddie Murphy special. Why are you looking for it?
You're looking for Eddie Murphy special because of the work he's done, right? You know Eddie's going to deliver that work.
Perfect.
And Eddie,
you should say that.
Eddie has the legacy to, we know this.
Perfect.
He's
you should say that.
one.
What's the last Monique special you watched?
I'm not going to lie here. I don't recall. I remember,
and this is anecdotal.
This was anecdotal. It was probably 10 years ago. The last standalone Monique special that I watched, maybe like Queens, because they did Kings of Comedy.
Queens of Comedy was like 2001, 2002.
So yeah, it's been a long fucking
almost
time.
20 years, right?
Yeah, same thing for Eddie though.
Monique's come out with 2 or 3 stand-up specials since then. Mm-hmm. The reason why I say that is because, I hate to say it, but we're not really fucking checking for a Monique stand-up special.
But 500,000 is 100% a slap in the face.
Here's where I can meet Monique in the middle, is that she's saying that, it's indicative of the discrimination against black women in the sphere of comedy, comedy or stand-up comedians, that perpetuates this sort of stereotype that, black women can't draw as much. That's where I can kind of meet her in the middle, because then it's like, if you don't give somebody the opportunity, how could it? So for instance, if you don't give Tiffany Haddish the fucking opportunity, how the fuck? Like, who else are you going to give the opportunity to?
Yeah, that's very true.
Now that we say that, Wanda Sykes said Netflix, and this is around the same time that Monique sort of had her tiff with, or her standing tiff with Netflix. Wanda Sykes said Netflix offered her less than $250,000 as an offer that she rejected. She eventually agreed to a special because, quote, they moved that comma. Sykes told Variety earlier this year, and this is per CBS News. So apparently for Wanda Sykes, which she does have a stand-up on Netflix, they offered her at least
it had to be at least $1 million, because there's only one to move the comma. There's only one comma that is going to matter, right?
Exactly. So I don't know necessarily what to make of all that, but I'll at least meet Monique in the middle, in that I'll say to her, look, and one of the people that I can say is a person, one person I can say that like is sort of an example of this is Andrew Schultz, right? Andrew, he just talked recently about he's about to do a stand-up special, and that he talked about his process of getting to that special.
Yeah.
What he first said was, he was going around shopping all his special to everybody, and nobody wanted to fucking take his special. And then he was just like, fuck it, I'll just shoot it myself. I'll just do this myself. And during that process, he started to get more popular. He started to, gain a little more steam. What happened was a production company, or I guess a distributor, came to him and said, hey, we'll release your special. We'll give you $1 million for it. He said, look, when I came to you the initial time, my price was $1 million. Right now, I know my stock is more than $1 million, even though he didn't really quite know that, but it's just his own confidence that told him that when I first came to you, that's what the price was. The price has gone up because you clearly see that I've got a little more steam.
Yeah.
So what did he went back to them. He's like, hey, no, it's more than $1 million. And so they were like, all right, we'll give you more than $1 million. That's how you fucking do it, though. That's my fundamental problem with Monique is that instead of trying to just sue your way into it, why not prove your way into it?
Yeah.
Meaning that, like, instead of
bet on yourself,
exactly,
do the
bet
work,
on your fucking self,
put it out, and then sell the work that you've done.
Exactly. demonstrate to them that, hey, I'm worth more than you're offering me, and then watch the stupid look on their face as they have to come back to you with a way higher price than they did originally.
Yeah.
Like, why isn't that your... And I get what she's saying. Like, I'm doing this for black women. I'm doing this so that those behind me can have a better future. But how you can create that precedent is by doing exactly that, proving to them, hey, I'm worth more than this. And now you guys have to come back to the bargaining table knowing that you offered me some bullshit before. Now you got to come to me with the bag, knowing that you fucked up.
Versus just trying to like sue
your way into it. Yeah. So nice.
I mean, I agree with the fact that I don't think the way she went about it was the right way.
Yeah.
Like, if you know someone's not trying to pay you, right? If you know Netflix, hey, this is what we offered you. Like, instead of trying to fight them and sue them for more money, just do it yourself.
Demonstrate to them that you guys fucked up.
Yeah.
Like, that's the ultimate way you can do it, because then you don't need the courts. You don't need anybody to just happen to side with you. No, you prove to them, you put asses in the seats and be like, this is what the fuck I'm worth.
And then
now you have to watch their stupid look on their face as they have to come back to the table.
Well, we're sorry. We want to give you 20 times more than we offered you before.
Hey, goddamn right. Sorry, price has gone up.
Yeah, and then maybe even then you still tell them like, no, you know what? HBO's got it. Showtime's got it. Like, we're good. You know, I'm gonna put this on Hulu, right?
I just spilled a whole bunch of alcohol on myself.
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah. I don't. You were feeling yourself there for a moment, but so she's got the Showtime special coming out.
So either way, congrats to her. But the thing I would like to point out is she didn't actually say how much she actually got for the special. I just would like to throw that out there.
Yeah.
We don't know actually how much.
We don't know.
So they could have offered her 600,000.
Yeah. Just a extra 100K, extra 2. At this point, she's gone on so long in these lawsuits, right? You got to pay your lawyers, right? So it's like, damn, I need this lawyer money. What did Showtime offer?
Fuck.
Take it. Are they gonna cover my lawyer fees? All right, I'll take it.
And to be fair, this isn't her actual.
She's hosting.
She's hosting this. Yeah. So
it's not a true win. It's like a surface win if you don't look too close at it. And in
the promo for the special, she says, "Oh, they try to keep a good bitch down," and then but what they learn is you can't keep a good bitch down. It's like. But also, this isn't yours. But you host me,
and they just got Eddie Murphy, so it's like, but
so not to shit on her, but and again, that whole thing was me trying to meet her in the middle. Like, I understand what you're saying, I understand what you're doing, but also I think you just went about it in the completely wrong way.
So we've got a few of the things.